Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Dr. Guyton, and I wanted to talk quickly about the Ferguson and the New York situation with Eric Garner, and not so much about the situations themselves, but more so about a response to the situations. And I don't want to get on here and talk about how to deal with police officers. There are tons of people who are telling us how to deal with police officers, and I think we have to learn how to better deal with police officers because, you know, it's general conflict management. I'm not saying that we should bow down because that's not even my style, but I think we better have to learn so we'll stay alive, right? But what I want to talk about is this whole notion of being put in a box, because I feel like a lot of us are being targeted. We are being put into this box of who we're supposed to be. You know, they'll say we're supposed to be thugs. That's who we are. Black men are thugs. And so we are profiled as being thugs. And, you know, the crazy thing is I'm actually profiled. And, you know, people will be like, you know, you have a PhD, but you're still profiled. Absolutely, I'm profiled because of the color of my skin. And then let me give you some other types of profiles, right? The way they profile me, right? And so I'll be in Target. I won't even have a red shirt on. And the first thing they'll say is, hey, do you know where I can get this? I don't even have a red shirt on. Why are you asking me what's something that is in Target? Because they see me as a person who probably should be working in Target because, you know, that's where I'm qualified to work as Target, right? Or I have some paraphernalia on from the institution that I work. I work at a college. And then somebody come up to me and say, hey, are you one of the football coaches? Why couldn't you come and ask me, was I a professor? Why didn't you ask me, was I, you know, an administrator? You asked me, was I a football coach? Because you put me in a box of saying that I work with athletes, so I'm an athlete, right? Or, you know, I was walking in Florida with a group of my fraternity brothers, and we were all professionals, and we all were dressed nicely, and a guy walked up to us and said, hey, are y'all rappers? And I got immediately offended because I don't like when people put me into this box because you stereotype me because of the color of my skin. And so I say all of this to say, young brothers, we don't have to be what society tells us we should be. You know, society will tell us we should be rappers. They'll tell us that we should be thugs. They'll tell us because that's what they show on television. They'll never tell us that we can be PhDs, MDs, JDs, that we could be teachers, we could be police officers, we could be anything we want to be. We're put in a box and we are profiled based off of that box that people think we should be in. And so I'm here to tell you that you can be whatever you want to be, but it starts with you believing that. Because if we look at the media, they're going to tell us, but we have to start telling our own stories. We have to start, anybody who's been successful beyond these things that we see on television, we have to start telling our story. We have to start telling these young brothers that we didn't come from much, but we ended up being successful. We have to tell them how we became successful. Everybody want to write a book about their success story, and we want to sell it to our young brothers. Quit selling these stories to your young brothers and tell these brothers how you did it, because we have to be the example for how we got to where we got so that we can show them the path. We cleared this path for these young brothers so that they can walk down it a little more easily than we did. And so everybody who goes down a path, you have to clear it for the next man. And so this is a challenge to the young brothers to believe that you can be bigger than these athletes and these rappers. And let's be real, some of y'all cannot rap, but since they tell us that that's the way to be successful as a black man, you're trying to rap. You 40 years old trying to start your rapping career. That's not the route to go because you're not a good rapper. Or you got people who still trying to live their hoop dreams who are not good in basketball. You're not good. And so you have a gift, but you have to figure out what that gift is, and you have to go and figure out your calling. And you have a calling. You have to get out there and figure it out. But we are going to the calling that society is telling us is our calling, and not the calling that the divine power is telling us is our calling. And so you are able to be successful. Check us out at 4blackdoctors.com, and you will read the story of 4 of us. It's absolutely free. It's 4 of us who we didn't come from the best backgrounds. 2 of the guys didn't even really have a relationship with their fathers at all, but we were able to be successful. Why? Because it started with our mind, and we tell you exactly how we were able to be successful. And so please, 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 I challenge everybody out there to think bigger than what the media tells us. Think bigger than what the music tells us, because we are able to be great. Now here's the thing, if we don't ever push beyond being rappers, push beyond being athletes, then we'll never be able to be at the table that make the important decisions, because we're not going to be qualified. They're going to say you don't have the degree it takes to be at this table, and so our voice will never be heard. And so we have to start pushing our young brothers to push towards or strive to be in those positions that we can make change. All right, so I hope this video encouraged you, inspired you. Go check us out at 4blackdoctors.com. Download the free book we're not selling our book. We want you to know how we did it. And share this with anybody you know can benefit from it. Let all the young black brothers see this. And hopefully we can start saving lives, because we're going to change and write our own story, okay? So God bless all of you, and I hope you're inspired.